Story time, bitches, about some weird fucked up shit that happened when I was fucked up on drugs. This that shit you can't motherfucking make up, and this is probably gonna be the most disturbing shit. I was 17 years old. I be done hit the streets, okay? I was hanging out with my friends doing all kinds of street shit. I had this friend, her name was E. She was my best friend. She introduced me to this dude. His name was Corey. We'll say his name because he did snitch on me, but he apologized later. From Central South Carolina, and he introduced us to his Uncle John. He had did some time in a Washington prison, got out because he was innocent. They gave him a whole lot of money for that, and he was weird, okay? They did something to him up in that prison. Because he did all that time and they found out he was innocent and had to release him, they had gave him a whole lot of money. So the streets fucked with me hard. So at this point in time, I had like the coke connect, all right? And that man like to do some coke. He had this nice car. It was a Corvette. We was riding around in that bitch. That shit was great. He came and picked me up and he took me to where I got the shit from. So when we was coming back, he was like, I can just give you something to do or you can come over to my house. He's like, but I got to tell you something. When I be on speed, I like to, touch myself. Okay, well, I'll just go home. To make a long story short, we ended up using his house for a trap spot. My friend and her family needed somewhere to stay, so they moved in over there. He would get on that shit and he would go in his room and he would watch porn. And every TV in his house would play the same channel. So he was watching the weirdo ass porn. He would be in there, jacking off the whole entire time that he would be high on the shit. And anybody that can say they didn't go in there and talk to that man when he was jacking off is a motherfucking damn lie. He would keep the covers up. You would just see that bitch moving, come out of his room every now and then and get some vegetable oil and put that shit in the microwave and go back in that room. And we would just chill in his house. He ended up getting on the Oxycontins and he was shooting him up, but I'm not sure if he was doing it at this point in time, but that's key to the story. So this one day I was over there, we was getting high and we was drinking this rock and ride, and he had this German Shepherd and he was like, dogs are better companions than friends. And he just kept saying how he was taking his dog on a date because he loved it so much. This man drank out the food bowl with the dog. He was chilling with the dog at the table. He was just saying how much he loved the dog. Now I thought that was some weirdo ass shit, but he didn't really mean shit. We just gonna call this man Jack Off John because that's his name. So on this one particular day, we was over there at Jack Off John's house. It was me, E, Corey, and E's parents because she lived there because they needed somewhere to stay at the time. So we was drinking this rock and ride and we was driving around in the convertible and we was having fun and I had to throw up, right? So they took me back to the house and they went around and did some shit, and then they came back and they was laughing and shit, having a good time. Everything seemed so normal. We went in the bedroom, got his vegetable oil like he normally do, okay? So then he started calling the dog, y'all. I was like, oh hell no. He just took that dog on a date. He was seeing some weird ass shit. He's a weirdo ass motherfucker. He's about that dog, all right? I was like, somebody save the dog. So we was holding on to the dog. He was holding on to the dog. I'm like, don't let that motherfucker go. I'm like, Corey, your uncle is about his motherfucking dog, bro. I'm trying to tell this in the best way I can without getting muted. After calling that dog's name and calling that dog's name, she finally let that dog go. He went in that room with him. He came out and got some vegetable oil. He went back in there with that dog. The next thing you know, the bed is shaking and the dog is going, I know that they was probably in terrible shock too, but I thought they weren't shocked enough. I got up and screamed, somebody save that motherfucking dog. I started flipping out, talking shit to everybody. So when that motherfucker got done, he came out that room and started throwing shit at me and trying to accuse me of stealing shit. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing. I don't steal no more, but I used to steal anything, but I didn't steal his motherfucking money. He was mad because I was the only one talking shit. He was in there doing that with that dog. So he threw me out the motherfucking house. So her daddy come out there and I'm like, nah, I ain't not riding with nobody. I wouldn't get in the car with nobody. I just started walking, all right? I'm in Norris, South Carolina. I'm from Pendleton. I ain't really been to Norris like that. I was real young then, okay? So I started walking. I walked the wrong way. I ended up all the way in 6 Mile. Knocking on these people door. Please take me home. I was at these weirdo ass motherfucking people house. I'm not gonna say I never went over there again because bitch, I did go over there one more time. Anyways, yeah, he did that. I was friends with the ladies that worked at the Please You. I was at the beer joint one night and they met him and they were like, we met this fine ass man. So I tried to tell him, you go around fucking him, you gonna catch parvo hoes. So I told y'all how he was strung out on all them Oxycontins and shit and he was shooting them up and stuff and he would stay in that room and jack off. So one day they found him dead. He had OD'd and died. Okay, they found him with dick in one hand and needle in the other motherfucker. He done jacked this motherfucker self to death hoe.